Hey, this is Tom in North Carolina, back from New Orleans. Let's go up, weigh myself, and see how I'm doing, and then I'm going to show you how I make my favorite green smoothie, even though it's really not green. Alexa, what day is it?
It's Saturday, October 20th.
I'm recording this on Sunday, 163.5. I have this one filling in just based on the average. Let's bring this down. So I'm a half pound away from my goal. Initially I was supposed to be in San Jose, California, 3-hour time shift all the way across the country for me. It would have probably been a rough week. It got changed to Daytona Beach, Florida, same time zone, less time down there than normal. So I'm thinking this could be the week. October 27th, I think I can hit 163 or below. That is what I'm really going to try to do this week. The last couple of weeks, beer, and more beer was my problem. And even National Dessert Day was last week. My wife and I shared a chocolate cake together. And like I mentioned, it wasn't the best, but overall, I did okay. While in New Orleans, they had a wonderful breakfast at the hotel, so we ended up eating maybe a little bit later breakfast than normal, and eating more than normal, and then completely skipping lunch because we weren't hungry at all by the time lunch came, and so we only had 2 meals a day most of the time in New Orleans. So that helped the overeating a little bit. So let's move on to the smoothie. Here I am in my kitchen. To be honest, the last 3 weeks, 1 in Little Rock and 2 in New Orleans, haven't been my finest hour. It's been not so good, and I have the feeling that I need to kind of clean my system out. So I'm going to make myself a green smoothie, and I thought I'd share how I do it, because it's just maybe a little bit different than others. Not totally different, but still I think it's pretty good. When I think about how to make a green smoothie good, I think about the sodas that I used to drink. I no longer drink sugared soda, but I did most of my life. When I think about the best ones that I've ever had, there are 2 main characteristics that come to mind. One was they were ice cold. When I was growing up in Upper Allen, Pennsylvania, there was a gas station, Hess's Garage, that had a Coke machine that when I got a Coke out of that thing, it was almost frozen. It was still in liquid form, but had like a slush going through it, and it was super cold, and I really liked it. And the other thing about that Coke was that it kind of burned my throat on the way down, which now I understand is pretty much how much carbonation it has. So a lot of carbonation and really cold soda, that's the best that I like. You take that cold carbonated soda and leave it out for just a little bit until it's warm and some of the bubbly's gone away. And even though it's the same ingredients, it just doesn't taste anywhere near as good as when it's cold and bubbly. And that's how I like my green smoothies, cold and bubbly. Believe me, I've looked at all the national chains, and when I go to get a smoothie at one of them, whether it's Jamba Juice, King Smoothie, Tropical Smoothie, whatever, I ask for carbonated water, and none of them do it. And I wish they did, because it makes a huge amount of difference. So that's my secret ingredient, even though it's not that secret. I'm just going to share it here with you and hope that someday I can go up to a Jamba Juice and say, give me carbonated water instead of some of that dairy crap and soy and almonds that I just don't like at all. I just like a nice clean flavor, and that stuff just mucks it up for me. That's just my humble opinion. So let's get going, and I'll show you how I do this. I start with my Vitamix. If you're going to make a smoothie, you gotta have a Vitamix or something equivalent, because it really chews up the food way better than everything else that I've ever tried. The first ingredient you see is already in the canister. It is a whole bunch of ice. The green leaf of choice that I use is baby spinach. Why baby spinach? Well, for one, it's very nutritious compared to other leaves. And it also has a, in my opinion, least offensive flavor. I wouldn't say it has a great flavor, but at least it doesn't overwhelm everything else I'm going to put in my green smoothie. Kale might have more nutrition, but I can't stand the taste of it, and why eat something you can't stand the taste of? I've never really measured it out before, but let's just see. Here's 1 cup. Two cup. 3 cup. Next I'm going to go to some frozen fruit. This one again at Costco has blueberries, strawberries, and raspberry. I like frozen actually better than fresh because it makes it colder. I'm going to add 3 cups of this as well. Next, I'm going to add my carbonated water. Because I drink so much of it, I have my own device to do it.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I got my fizzy water, and I put all that in. Let's put the lid on, start her up. This has a ton of green smoothie in, and as you notice it's not green because I put so much fruit in, but that's the way I like it. Because of all the ice, it's still pretty thick. So I am just going to spoon a little bit in here. There, it's pretty much filled up to the top, and maybe I could fill it up one more time. And that's it. It's going to be fruity, it's not going to be leafy, and it's going to be bubbly. The baby spinach has 25 calories for every 2 cups. I used 3, so that's about 38 calories or so. The fruit has 60 calories per cup. I used 3, so that's 180 calories. The carbonated water had 0 calories. The ice had 0 calories. Overall, the Vitamix container has about 220 calories. Till next week, bye.